Hey, welcome back to Roll Move Repeat. I am Sean.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Sean, now with 25% less sodium.
Did
Man, I don't know.
you lay off like pickles or something?
Trying to eat fewer potato chips.
Ah,
Fewer potato chips.
that'll do it.
No, I don't. You always throw me off with yours. I don't know what it is. It's great.
Then my job here is done.
Yeah, your job is done. Your job is done.
My work is done.
Hey, welcome back to episode 14 of Roll Move Repeat. I meant episode 15, not 14.
Oops.
Tonight we're going to be discussing the mechanics that we actually don't like. So this is going to be kind of like a one of our, I guess, episodes that we might get some hate mail with. I guess maybe I'm hoping. If you have the hate mail, make sure it's about Mandy or Sean. Remember, I'm the good guy. They're the ones that they're the.
Nope.
Dude, you're
Nope.
talking about some popular games. You're gonna get some hate. But
That's true.
Yeah. I got some popular games that are going to come up, unfortunately. So I'll be getting the hate mail. But yeah, so really quick, thank you very much for joining us. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We're going to be hitting iHeartRadio soon as well, iHeart Podcasts. So please review us on there. Let us know what you think. We're actually going to start it for the reviews that we get, the positive ones. We're going to be reading them on here, so we really appreciate if you could do that for us. All right.
what about the negative ones?
What about the negative ones?
No.
Then I'm just going to sit
no.
and cry in my Cheerios. That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah. Don't need to read those out loud.
Sean sucks.
No.
Oh, well, they must mean the other one.
The other.
The other Sean.
The other
The other
Sean.
Sean. Also, I want to tell you guys really quick, stop selling my board games. There's nothing left. They're all gone. Look, there's nothing.
Sorry.
Oh, you have some in New Hampshire that you can still sell.
Yeah, we
That's
brought a
true.
box up this weekend, so yeah, they're up there now. So, yep. But yeah, no, the basement is going to be done soon. So yeah, so now there's no more board games. They're all in storage. So praying that they make it through and come back very soon. So, anyways, all right, let's get into our first segment, which is what we've been playing recently. Actually, Sean, Mandy, and I got to play this weekend as well. They actually helped me out on mine, but we're going to start with Mandy tonight.
Mhm.
Mandy, what you got?
Well, I recently played Skip-a-Bow.
Really?
Yep, it is. I know it's not. I feel like it's not a sexy game, but it's a good one. It's my daughter's absolute favorite game. It is, let's see. So I'm going to leave the designer for last because when I was looking at this is very interesting. But it didn't list an artist, but the publisher, there's lots of publishers. It's a pretty kind of like Uno. It's a very popular game. Amigo and Mattel are two very popular of the publishers. The designer is Hazel Skip Bowman. So get it, Skip Bow. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
kind of cool.
that is great. I did not know
Oh,
that.
that's kind of
So
cool.
yeah, so it was, I thought it was just like, I don't know, figuring because I don't know. It's actually, given how you play, I didn't know why the heck it was called Skippo. I just figured it had something to do with skipping cards, even though I know exactly how to play. But anyway, so if you've not played this, it is a great game, kind of in the realm of like Uno or Phase 10. It's a hand management game, and you have to try to get rid of all of your deck of 30 cards, but they're all flipped over, so they're blind. You don't know what they are. You're allowed to flip the very top one. Everyone's working on common piles in the middle. So there's these 4 common piles. You're just trying to bring cards from 1 to 12. And when it gets to 12, it resets, and somebody has to put down a 1 to get the next pile going. You have discarded cards in the front of you, and that's how you end each turn, is with a discard pile or discard a card. But basically, you're just trying to get rid of that one pile. You play with 30 cards. That's standard. But what I really like about it is that if you don't have time to sit there and play with 30 cards, you can adjust it and say, now, we have half an hour. We're going to do like 10 cards. And so it's great. And my 13-year-old, it's like the only thing she'll play. So we often play it. She actually, right before this, was asking like, oh, can you come play Skippo with me? So
That's cool.
it's a great game. Have you guys played that game?
I played it a long time ago. I don't remember it though. We've been
Mm,
playing Racco and stuff, so I don't remember Skippo.
okay.
I've
I
played.
didn't learn Skippo growing up.
I've definitely played it. I remember I didn't really care for it that much.
Mm.
So
It doesn't actually seem like a your type of game, although it
no.
does remind me a little bit of, I call it Rumacube, you call it Rummikub. Like
Yeah.
just a smidge. I don't know even really why, but it reminds me of that
Yeah, I mean,
a
you're
little bit.
getting like the sets and the things. I think the reason I always liked, I always called it Rumble Cup. I think the reason I always liked Rumble Cup was like once you had like the whole massive tiles in the middle, you can manipulate everything, and like
Yeah.
half of the fun was like trying to figure out like how can I move like 30 tiles to get rid of this one car, this one tile. So, but I think
Yeah.
Skipper, you're kind of all working on your own stuff, right?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you do have four common piles in the middle that everybody works on. So yeah, everyone's trying to get those piles to go up to 12, and then, but that's not the aim of the game. That's just how you get rid of your cards. The aim is to try to get your pile gone of 30 cards, but they're all face down. So you have a top card that you flip, and as soon as you can get rid of that card on one of the four piles in the middle, then you can flip the next card over, and you have no idea what it could be anything. So you might have to wait for it to come around one of those four piles before you can play your card and keep going. But yeah, it's a good game.
I think we're gonna have to play this because, like I said, I
Mm.
remember playing this a while back, and in doing so, like I can't even remember it. Like I'm trying to, I know I played it, but I don't remember it. And like you're talking about
Mm.
piles and stuff, I can't visualize it.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of games that are kind of similar too, which doesn't help anything. So you're like, wait, is it the I know there's Phase 10. I
Yeah.
think that's one of my favorites of
Uno.
these. Uno is
Oh,
like it.
yeah. You know what? I'm confusing Skippo with Phase 10.
Phase 10. Phase
I
10
don't
is
I don't like Phase 10.
gotcha.
I
Yeah.
actually may never. I may actually never have played Skippo.
Okay.
I was thinking of Phase 10, which I do not like.
I
Yeah,
love
okay.
Phase 10. That's interesting.
My family plays it
Um,
all the time, Phase 10.
I
Like
love it.
they go up to the camp, they go back to they're up here, they're just like, let's play Phase 10. And they walk, they just pull it out and they're playing. But
Yeah.
Skippo, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to stop
Yeah.
by and see how bad I get my butt kicked by your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. She wins almost all the time. It's rare when I win. I actually like kind of gloat when I win because it's rare. So
Do the happy dance.
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
All right. All right, we're gonna switch over to mine now. Uh, and again, you guys helped me play this weekend because I had nothing recently played, and I was like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And so you graciously, along with Josh, decided to help me play Distilled on
And how did
board
we play it, Sean?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask.
on Board Game Arena.
We did.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
Do you
favorite way to play
see though,
games.
Board.
like how great Board Game Arena is? Because you wouldn't have been able to get a game in
I would not have been able
otherwise.
to get a game in. I would not have been
You
able
know?
to get a game in.
Yeah.
Again, let me discuss my thing here, and then I will give my thoughts. So, anyways, Distilled was created by David Beck. The artist is Eric Evanson, and it's put out by Paverson Games. And again, yes, we played it on Board Game Arena. I have to say, I really like Distilled, and I forgot how much I liked it until we played it again recently. I haven't been able to play it in a while because again, it's one of those things where it was sitting on the shelf. Allison really likes it, and it just hasn't gotten to our table, and I feel really bad about it because I do like this game. I do like the fact that we on Board Game Arena we were able to use another one of the menus. So like we weren't using the basic A ones. We're using like I think we used C. I think was the one that came up. So there was a bunch of other stuff that I've never created before, never
Mm.
put in the warehouse to brew, to distill. That's the right word. I was trying to find the right word. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's distill.
Just
Uh,
like the game.
just like the game. But and it was so much fun to play that, and then having a few of the other, um, the new expansion that we had in with the different people that were added in, it was really really fun. Um, I unfortunately I had one of the new ones and I had one of the old ones, and I chose one of the guys that was in the old one, so whatever, it's fine. Um, I really had a lot of fun with it, and it was funny. We had to restart it because I made the mistake. I'm like, oh, we can do this, and Sean was like, wait a second, you
No, you can't.
know, that like that, I bought
Well,
a
I think it happens
barrel.
like, yeah, you bought a barrel, and I was like, wow,
Mhm.
that's pretty ballsy for the first
First
round.
turn.
Yeah, and I was like, and
So,
it screwed me up, so we had to start over. Because again, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, why can't I build anything else? You're like, because you got a barrel, and I'm like, oh man, so yeah, I screwed up.
Right. Yeah.
So I do like this. Now again, my problem with this game, and again, I do like Board Game Arena because again, it gives you the opportunity to play games when you normally couldn't. Just like again
Hmm.
this weekend. The problem I have with Board Game Arena is that I don't get to do the things. Like I don't like it does stuff for me, and I want to learn.
Hmm.
Again, I want to make sure that I'm doing it right and I'm playing the game properly. The game's playing it for me, so it's more like
Mm.
I'm just clicking and hitting my what I want to do, and then the game does it for me, rather than like me making sure I take money. Like when you take what was it when you take wheat, when you take
Hmm.
the
Yeast.
yeast,
Yeah.
when you take the yeast, it gives you money. So I just take yeast, and all of a sudden I have a coin, and it was like, it's fine,
Yeah.
but I'd rather do it myself. I want to play it kind of like a sandbox game. I know they have what tabletop simulator,
Table. Yeah.
which is fine, and I'd prefer to play it that way because again, it would make me make yeah I'd have to make my own decisions
Hmm.
and my own mistakes, and if I forget something, that's on me.
Mm.
So, plus the other thing too is that if I make a mistake, like again, I took the barrel, I'd be able to go, oh yeah, okay, I didn't take the barrel. I can put that back and take a water or take something else. I wouldn't be able so I could go back because Board Game Arena
Mm.
doesn't let you take back, so to speak. So
No.
we had to start over.
No. No mulligans.
No mulligans, no
Yeah.
mulligans. So that's the
No.
only problem I have with Board Game Arena and games like
Yeah.
Distilled. But I love Distilled.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I really enjoyed the game. I really once it comes back from storage, I really want to get it to the table. Um, like I said, we're doing the basement over. This is going to turn into my board game room for legit, board game table and everything else. And I really want to set it up, and I really want to play it down here. I am really
Yeah.
excited for it.
Yeah. I love this game. I really wish that with the new ones they had made it so that um you you you're required to have different kinds of sugars. Like
Hmm.
right now on every single recipe, there's one type of sugar that you have to have. And sometimes it's, you need one, sometimes you need three, that could differ. But I would love one where you need like one berry and one, I don't know, the leafy ones or something.
Yeah.
There's like three different types of sugars. It'd be great if you needed a combo. I'm guessing as someone who does not distill things in real life, that that's not very realistic and that's why they've never done it. I don't know. So, but I would love that as a mechanic because I think it's right now it's just like, oh, I'm only going for the certain type of sugars, it seems like the whole time.
I'm going to defer to our connoisseur down the bottom here. You know, can you enlighten us,
I
please?
I mean, I'm not familiar with every single alcohol, but like, yeah, generally speaking, most alcohols are distilled from like one type of sugar, and
One
that's
type.
that's why. So like the game is they're it's trying to stay realistic to
Yeah.
the true
Makes
art of
sense.
distilling. So
Makes sense.
that's why you're
I
not
I
seeing
feel like
that's why you're
I
not
feel
seeing
like
like a lot of mixes of
right.
sugars types.
I feel like maybe they could have made vodka like you have to have, I don't know. Then it would be hard to get vodka, so maybe not. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
cocktails is coming out soon, so we'll have to see
Oh,
how they
that's
do that.
true.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah,
Maybe that's what they
I
Yeah,
just
do.
got the email the other day from GameFound saying that it's could be on its way soon.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty
Oof.
excited
I
for it.
have I have
Yeah.
I have some credit to Battleground, so
Ooh.
maybe that's what I'll get.
I also really like this game a lot. I always enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely very much my kind of game. So,
Yeah. Is it because you like to drink hard alcohol, or is it because of the
I
mechanics?
mean the theme is very fun. I really like the
Yes.
theme. I feel like there's a lot of the designer put a lot of attention to
Mhm.
detail into a lot of the
Yeah.
aspects of distilling. Um, and but obviously, even if the gameplay itself is a lot of fun.
It
And
is.
goes well really well with the theme.
I actually do like this one much better in person because the washback when you do that, it's really hard to tell on Board Game Arena because it does it so quickly.
Hmm.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
know there's a way to go look at it. It puts it separately, but you have to know to click over there to see
Yeah.
what was in your washback and what wasn't. And so I wasn't thinking about clicking there, and I'm like, I guess I got it. I don't know. Like, it's just a little too fast. Certain things on here are too fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll definitely play this game again soon
Hmm.
in person.
Yeah.
Because you have it, right? What I
I
know
have.
you have it.
I have it.
Sean, do you have it too?
I think I'm the only one who doesn't own it. And
Oh.
well, the justification was like you own it,
You're
Mandy has it, my sister has it. So like everybody who play games with owns it. So I guess we don't need to
Yeah.
own a copy.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember I think I was the one that grabbed it first at PAX because Devin showed it to me, and I was like, oh,
Mm.
I'm gonna play this game, and then I brought it to Sean, and then we brought Mandy in, and then next thing I know, I heard Mandy run out and get it, and then yeah, and I was waiting for Sean to grab it, but Sean's like, no, I'm a snob. You guys can have it.
They'll just
No, I'm
they'll
pretty sure it
borrow
was.
ours.
I'm pretty sure my wife said everybody else has a copy. Why do we need our
Yeah.
own copy? It's like,
It's true.
but we do. So, okay.
But they right.
You're a
It's part
collector.
of the
You need it. I'm,
collection.
I'm, you're a collector. You need it. That's what it is.
It's part of the collection.
All right, we're going to jump over to Sean's now. Sean, I'm actually really interested to hear about this because I thought this
Yeah.
was going to be something that we were going to be talking about to play at the
Mm.
table, but let's.
So
Yeah.
Santorini, which was designed by Gordon Hamilton. The artists are Lena Cassette and David Forrest, and it was published by Roxley and Spin Master. So another game off of my shelf of shame.
That's what I was gonna ask you. That's
Yep.
what I thought.
And this is one of the ones I talked about last year too. So
Yep.
Hmm.
I think I'm down. I'm down
Oh,
3 to the 4.
that's right.
Nice.
Shelf of Shame and game that you needed to play
You
within the
wanted to
year.
play.
Oh, wow. Man,
I gotta
you're
revisit that list
you're
because I don't
beating
remember.
me. All right. So
I'm
sorry. I
I'm
digress.
I'm banging through my list.
I
Uh,
digress, but here, go ahead.
yeah, so I bought this game years ago. I thought it might be something fun to play with my kids, and then it sat on my shelf untouched until this weekend when much like Sean, I said, "Crap, I don't have anything to talk about for this podcast." And my wife took on the shelf, blew the dust off the top, and said, "Why don't we knock this one out?"
There you go.
So it's designed to be best as a two-player game, but there are rules for adding a third or fourth player. And the rules are pretty simple. On your turn, you move one of your pieces, then you build a piece of tower, and you have to do it in that order. If you happen to move one of your pieces to the top of a 3-level tower, then you instantly win. Your pieces can only climb one level at a time, so you can't just build a 3-level tower and then just like teleport your piece there for the win. So you have to kind of like finagle it so you can kind of basically walk like stairs going up. And if you add the fourth dome piece to the top of a tower, then it basically blocks a tower and then can't be used. Um, we played it twice. We played it once with the beginner rules, and then once we kind of had it down, we played a second time with the god powers. There's a bunch of like Greek gods you can choose to play with and give you passive or active powers that kind of add more complexity and strategy to the game. So I want to stress this game has a 7.3 rating on BGG, and clearly a lot of people really like it. That being said, after we played our second game, we decided it just really wasn't for us. It kind of feels like this game, Santorini kind of feels like you're playing a game of three-dimensional Connect Four, and I never really liked Connect Four.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, Now, I mean, to be fair, we didn't really get in each other's way, and I think that's kind of supposed to be the part of the strategy is blocking each other. And we both agree that we should probably play it with you guys as like a four-player game where we're definitely getting into each other's way, just to kind of
Hmm.
get the real feel for it. But honestly, it really didn't grab us. We'd both both my wife and I were both just like yeah.
Mm.
So um yeah, I don't think it will be lasting on the shelf for very long,
Mm.
Oh.
unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll play it with you guys once so you guys can get a feel for it and so we can try out the
Yeah.
four-player game and we'll see what you guys think. Maybe you'll have the same opinion or maybe you'll love it.
We'll
Yeah.
need to
I'm
we'll
curious.
go
I
ahead,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say my nephew loves like Greek gods and goddesses and stuff right now, so I feel like this might be a game I could get him to play. So if like you can play with certain god powers and stuff,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it's like, oh, you can play as
it's
Apollo, so you like there's one move you can do. So like I don't know how like really like it's
okay.
okay. Like
Doesn't get
it
deep into it.
it could be like I mean I think they chose Greek gods, but like it could be like anything.
Okay, gotcha.
I've seen this one a
Oh yeah,
couple times.
it's been around for like I think it came
Yeah.
out like 2016, so it's been
Yeah.
around for a while.
And I thought about grabbing it at one point because I was like, oh, this looks really good. And then like the game looked really cool from the box. And I was like, this is something I think I'll play. I watched something about it, and when they were describing it, I'm like, I don't know. Like it didn't grab me.
Mm,
And I feel bad because this from again, you said on Board Game Arena, I mean Board Game Geek, it has a high rating.
Yep,
So I was
it
like,
does.
man, maybe it's just me. Maybe there's just something that it just doesn't appeal to me. But
Mm,
hearing you talk about it, I'm just like, wow, it's still. And again, no offense to anybody who likes this, because again, this might be
mm,
their type of game. Not every game is for everyone.
right.
And we're going to hear that later on tonight too, because there's games that we're all going to be like, hey, wait a second. But
I love that.
I love that game. But at the same point with this game here, like I kind of really, when you said you had, I was like, oh, I really want to play it. And then watching something and then hearing you say it, I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
It's funny because I know he's describing a game that he doesn't really like, but it made it so I wanted to play it. I was like, oh, this actually sounds kind of interesting. I want to try it.
mm,
I'll I'll
Yeah,
bring it over and we
bring it
can all
over.
play it, and then if you like it, we'll talk.
All right, sounds good.
money might exchange hands.
Right
Yeah,
there you go.
because I don't think we're going to be keeping it.
Uh,
Gotcha.
well, so it
Maybe
means
I could swap Mary Poses with you. I don't like that one as much,
Oh, really? Oh,
and I think you like that one, right?
I kind of like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Josh likes that one. I'm like, nah, I'm just mad at it, but maybe we'll have to swap or something. We'll see.
we'll have to figure it out, get it done
Yeah,
played before PAX Unplugged, because that way if it's one that's not going to be played,
you can
Oh,
sell it.
it's gonna it's gonna
get
be
sold.
going.
And then
Yep.
spoiler alert, we'll be talking about selling games at different vendors, different conventions later on down the road. So we'll be talking about that soon. But anyways, so last thoughts on Santorini?
Meh.
Meh.
What a great elaboration.
It kind of says it all in one simple word.
All right. All right. Tonight we're gonna get to our so now we're gonna get to our topic at hand for the night. It's game mechanics we don't like. Now,
Mhm.
again, this is a very divisive area because again, there are mechanics that when we were discussing these, that Mandy was saying one that she'll be talking about soon, and I was like, but that's the best one ever, and
Disagree.
and then there's other ones that people. So this is a very kind of divisive area. Um,
Mhm.
Not every game is for everyone, and we have to. And I really want to stress that again, that there's games that I'm gonna like that our viewers, our listeners are not going to like, and they're going to have games that they love that I'm not going to like, and that's okay. We will find common ground on other games. That's the best part about gaming is that there's so many games out there that you can find common grounds. So
Yeah.
It's one
that
of the
being,
best things about this hobby. And
yeah.
there's thousands of games, literally
It's awesome.
thousands upon thousands of games
Hey,
for
Yeah.
everyone. So
remember a couple episodes ago, there's a game for everyone. There's a stripper game. Remember that Mandy
Love
actually
it.
blocked out above her. Remember, she has it all blocked out with that yellow the yellow string right there. I went back and listened to that
This
episode. Yeah, that
this
one right
thing,
there. Yep. Yep.
yep,
it's
bananagrams.
just bananagrams.
But what's behind it?
What's behind it?
What's
Yeah.
bananagrams hiding,
uh
Andy?
it's the what is the one? It's
It's the
the
stripper
game
game.
that
It's
you
okay.
lent us, Sean. You lent it to us. The tree
Oh,
game,
photosynthesis.
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 That's what's behind this one.
Okay. But
Yeah,
anyways, like I said, so there's a game out there for everyone. Like Sean
there
said,
is.
there's thousands and thousands of games, and there's thousands coming out each year. So,
Mm,
so we're just going to get into the mechanics that don't draw us in, and that's all it is. So we're going to start with Mandy tonight. Mandy,
okay.
you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about bluffing and lying. Let's
Yeah,
have at it.
I've definitely talked about this before and how I dislike it. I really suck at it. I'm terrible at bluffing. Specifically, I realized just when I was looking into this, trying to figure out which games I wanted to talk about, I looked up, okay, give me some examples of bluffing games. And all these ones came up. I'm like, no, I like that one. No, I like that one. No, I like that one. It's when it's social deduction and hidden roles and you have to discover someone else's role or you have to pretend to be somebody that maybe you're not. Those are when I hate it. I don't like that at all. So, for example, I forgot what you have queued up first. So let's
The
see
murder
here. Sorry.
mysteries.
Okay. Murder mystery dinners. These, like, I wanted to like these so badly when I first, like, I was in my 20s or something. I first went to one. Maybe I was in my teens. And it's just, for me, it's just so awkward. And I'm terrible at lying. And I'm terrible at like staying in character when like I know these are my friends that like I don't know, none of us are like these great actors or actresses. So it's just awkward to stay in character. and trying to figure out something while trying to stay in character and lie about if you're the murderer, then you have to be lying because you don't want people to know that you're the murderer. You want to get away with it. So I just found those incredibly awkward. And it's basically when I was writing these notes, I wrote down it is impromptu amateur improv. And it was that's I did not my favorite. It's cringy. I don't like it. I want to. I want to like it so badly, but I don't. I just can't. So Sean, you've done some murder mystery dinners, right? And you like them.
I do. And
You
Sean
do.
actually, Sean, we went to one. Remember that one? It was a long time
Yes,
Oh, you
ago.
did?
it's true.
Yeah, we did.
We went to one together. We did one together.
Yeah, that was the one where Emily got picked being Penny Lane. She had to wear that little beanie hat with
Ooh,
the spinny thing.
Oh right. Oh yeah, I
That
remember
was so.
that.
I found the pictures from that
nice.
the other day. It was really cool. Yeah, I enjoy them. Actually, Allison and I went to a murder mystery weekend. We actually spent the whole weekend at a bed and breakfast where
Mm-hmm.
they had this group come out. These three people that run this murder mystery weekend, and it was a blast. The guy that was in there, excuse me, the guy that's in charge of part of it, I played his brother, and we actually acted like brothers that weekend. It was great. Um, there were down times where we got to socialize with the other people that were participating in it. The
Mm.
group left and they went home, and then the ones that were running it, and then everyone else that signed up for this weekend were there, and we're all talking about where we're from and everything else, and so we kind of broke character at that point. But then
Mm.
the next day, like we get back in character, the next morning they would come out, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast with
Mm-hmm.
it. Allison had a blast. We want to do one again. It was so fun. And then the murder mystery weekend with Sean and his with his wife, and there was a group of us that
Mm-hmm.
all went. It was a blast. None of us got a role, so we were just trying to figure out who the murderer
Oh,
was. So that was actually kind of fun. Like we
Yeah.
didn't like none of us had a
that
role.
might be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be okay. If I don't have a role that I have to pretend to be,
Yeah.
that might be a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Emily was the only one that had the role, and it was, and again, she was just Penny Lane, and and they gave her some stuff to read, and that was it. So it
Oh,
was
I
kind of,
see.
yeah, so it was kind of fun for her. I mean, she had a
She
blast
wasn't
with
a
it.
murderer.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Interesting. I might have to try him again because I remember it was so long ago, and I just remember being it was so awkward. But maybe I was also really young, so maybe I'd be less awkward now.
I think if you went
Maybe.
to one that's run by a company, like
Yeah,
a murder mystery dinner, rather than
yeah.
like the murder mystery parties that you see, like the one that's like on the screen, I
Right.
think you'd appreciate that one more.
I think the one that I'm thinking of was like it was at a place and I went and they put it on. But it was also early on in these like murder mystery dinners. Like I feel like it was probably late 90s, early 2000s. So I think it was pretty early on.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
I did a murder mystery party with some friends in college. They were kind of running the thing, and they asked me like, "Oh, would you like to be the murderer?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that'd be really fun." They're like, they're like, "Okay, here's some food coloring. Like when you get a chance, like poison like the glass of like this person."
Mm.
Um, so I like when everybody was like up, the room, I did. I put some food coloring. I didn't realize I was supposed to like put the poison in some like place that would like make it obvious that I had done it so people could figure it out. Instead, I just kind of
Mm.
I kind of hid it in my jacket. So for like half hour, nobody could figure out who the murderer was. So finally, one of the people was running. It was like, where did you put the poison? Like, it took me to sides like, where did you put the poison? It's oh, it's my jacket. So then she went over and be like, oh, look what I found. And someone was like, I know whose jacket that is. and then
I
like
feel like they should have told you. Like you got to put it
yeah,
somewhere.
it it was they didn't plan it very well. I think also like they had told like 3 4 people that they were the murderer, and it's just kind of a matter of like whoever got to it first, and I just
Mm.
happened to be the first person to like murder the person. So
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Just,
yeah, but it was a lot of
That's
fun.
funny.
I remember
Yeah.
having a lot of fun with it.
Sean
Yeah.
bit into that role too much. I'm gonna murder
Yeah.
someone and then
Right.
hide the evidence.
I
I
hid it
mean,
too
if
well.
you really were one to murder, that's what you would do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wait,
It makes
how would you
sense.
know, Mandy?
I'm just saying,
He
no
watches she
reason,
watches too many crime dramas.
right? Yeah, absolutely.
So your next one that you were going to talk about
My
too.
next one. Mm-hmm. This one is Secret Hitler. Now I gotta preface this with I actually do remember, it's been a long time. I do remember liking this a little bit, but I did not like, again, the secret roles and everything. But let me read off who made it and everything first. So the designer for Secret Hitler is Mike Boxleiter, Tommy Morange, and Max Temkin. The artist is Mackenzie Schubert, and the publisher is Goat, Wolf, and Cabbage. So in this game, everyone gets secret roles. Everyone is either a liberal or a fascist, and one person is the secret Hitler. The liberals are trying to determine who is the secret Hitler, while the fascists are trying to sow the seeds of distrust in the group. The fascists reveal themselves to each other, and what I thought was interesting is actually, so everyone opens their everyone closes their eyes, and they're like, okay, fascists, open your eyes, and so everyone can see who the fascists are. The Hitler keeps his eyes closed, but he puts his thumb up. So the fascists know who the Hitler is, but Hitler doesn't know who the fascists are. So I thought that was interesting.
Interesting. I've never
yeah.
played this one before, so interesting.
It's been so long I can't remember exactly how to play, so I had to look it up. But I do remember kind of liking it. I think that was partly why I liked it, because I thought that was an interesting dynamic where it's like this one person that's trying to get away with everything doesn't actually know who's helping him. So that was kind of interesting. And then liberals don't know who anybody is. I don't like the idea that, well, of being a fascist or Hitler for obvious reasons, but for also just like trying to have to lie to the group and be like, no, that's not, don't pick me. It's not me. It's not my fault. And trying to sell yourself on not being that. I'm such a terrible liar. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like everyone can see right through me. So I think there is like the whole idea is that you're trying to pass laws. So the liberals are trying to pass like certain number of laws or something, and the fascists are trying to stop them or something like that.
I don't know. I haven't played this, so
Yeah.
I can't talk about it.
It's something like that. It's you're not just voting out. You are trying to like get rid of. I think you can get rid of, if you figure out who the secret Hitler is, you can get rid of them. But the fascists are trying to stop you from passing laws, and if you pass a certain number of laws, then the liberals win or something. So it is an interesting dynamic that is not the same exact thing as the next one I'm going to talk about, but it does have a lot of lying and trying to bluff to other people about who you are that I just dislike. Not my favorite game, but I get it. If you do like bluffing and all that, this is a great game. It's awesome.
I know it's very popular. You heard
it is.
You see people playing it at PAX all the time, and
yeah. Maybe we need to try it. Maybe it's been so long since I played this game, and I've only played it like one time. So
I remember sitting at PAX getting ready to play it. I remember like they were starting to hand out things, and then all of a sudden like three people like, oh, I gotta go, and they left, and then there was like, oh, but we don't have enough now, and then at that point I'm like, forget it, I whatever. So I kind of wanted to try it, but again, I don't know. Like I love these type of games, but this one here, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the
theme
of it that kind of throws
like,
me off. Yeah,
like who wants to play a game about Hitler? Like that's terrible.
And again,
yeah.
But what's the next one? Because I want to talk about this one with you.
So this one,
hold on.
This one I hate most of all.
Hold on, I think I cut off Sean. Sean, did I cut you off when I was talking?
No, you keep going.
Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead, Mandy.
Blood on the Clock Tower. I was forced to play. No, it was fun. I did play this one time. So the designer of Blood on the Clock Tower is Stephen Medway. The artists are Michaela Dawn, Aidan Roberts. I think I forgot a T when I wrote that down. I think it's Aidan Roberts. It's either that or Robbers. John Van Fleet and Grace Van Fleet. And the publisher is the Pandemonium Institute. This is a very popular game. It seems like there's just lots of groups popping up all over that get together and play this like once a week, once a month, whatever. I mean, actually, Sean, you could probably describe it better than me because I played it the one time and I was like, I'm out. I hate this stupid game. But everybody gets a role. You're a townsfolk or you're a demon. And in the same way as Secret Hitler, I think the demons open their eyes and reveal themselves to each other. If I'm right,
So
I think
okay,
you
so
do.
here I'll explain how it starts. So
Okay, all right.
basically, what it is that everyone like there you said you're right. Townfolk and demons minions.
Hmm.
The minions wake up and learn who the demon is, but they go back to sleep, and then the demon wakes up and learns who their minions are. So they actually don't get to see each other right
Oh.
away.
Is there only one demon and lots of minions? Is that what it is?
There's depending on the player count,
Yeah.
there's one demon minions, but there could again there's advanced rules which then can add demons and stuff like that. But again, the
Okay.
very basic one which
Yeah.
you played was one demon, a couple minions, and then
Hmm.
townsfolk.
Okay.
And the townsfolk all have roles like each one, so it's not like One Night Werewolf or Werewolf where you have townsfolk that are just townsfolk and they don't or a citizen or whatever they're called where they
Right.
don't have anything. They just got to figure out who everything is. So everyone has a role which has a power.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that getting a role. I don't remember what role I got, but I remember getting a role. And then I did like that. So you wake up or at nighttime, everyone that's when the demons knock off people.
Yep.
And then but if you do get knocked out, you don't leave the game.
Nope.
I think we've actually talked about this on
Yep.
this before. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a great that is a great mechanic because that would really stink if you're just like you're the first knocked out in this kind of long game and you just what leave like you're like okay bye friends
Mm-hmm.
you guys keep playing for 2 hours I'm gonna leave now. Yeah, so you get to still stay in the game. Do you get a vote? Is that what it is? But
You
you
get
don't.
one vote for the rest of the game, but you cannot nominate anybody. So you have to have someone
Okay.
to nominate. If you like, so during the day with the executions, which you're about to talk about,
Yeah.
they get a
Yeah.
nomination. But go ahead.
Yeah, so during the day, everyone's kind of survivor mode, like the show Survivor. Everyone's voting off somebody who they think is either a minion or a demon, and they're trying to not, but they don't know for sure. Is the demon the only person that can kill people?
Yes,
Okay, so
in the
if
base game, in the base game.
in the base game,
Yeah.
so right, so then they find out if they're right at nighttime if nobody was killed or if someone was killed. So
If the demon
right.
dies during the day, they if the demon dies during the day, game ends.
Oh,
Yep.
gotcha. So they just immediately like say that was me. Yeah, you got
Well, they'll
me.
say the demon dead, depending on the storyteller, because again, with the
Mm,
storyteller, there's the role of the storyteller, which is to make the
right.
game really fun and interesting and exciting. Some
Yeah.
storytellers are like, oh, you execute so and so, and the game ends because he was the minion, or some would be like,
Yeah.
and the game continues, go to sleep, and then people are like, oh man, that wasn't it, and then you're like, wake up, you
Right.
killed him, haha, very funny. So
Yeah. Okay,
it's all
gotcha.
depending on the storyteller.
Right. But there's the piece that I really don't like about this game is not only just like the you have to bluff, but the whole I feel like the majority of the game it felt like is you are trying to congregate in groups and secretly chat with one another and like, oh, I think it's that person over there. Oh, me too, blah, blah, blah. And it's like that person comes over and you're like, we were talking about nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I can't, I'm just it's too much stress. I can't. I just need a board game where there's rules and you just play by the rules. Like so. That's yeah. That's why I don't love this game. But I
I
know that you do, Sean.
I generally like this game. I haven't played in a while, but I
Yeah.
generally like this game. I think the one thing I don't like was it there's like a drunk that like gets like bad information, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Um I think that was one thing that was the one thing I found frustrating is like
Mhm.
I don't like getting false information. Like
Mhm.
I for like if I'm gonna get information, like I want like maybe my information that I get isn't like super helpful, but I want to get you know correct
Yeah.
information. So
Yeah.
I don't like the drunk, and I'm sure there's some other characters that you can
Yeah.
mess. I know that's like when you play it advanced, the storyteller can like really screw things up,
Yeah.
and just I don't know. I found that kind of annoying, but overall, aside from that, I generally like the game.
So
Yeah.
the drunk in the game is actually um, created by the storyteller. So basically, you don't know you're the drunk. You think
Right.
you're whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's the storyteller, depending on how new or or experienced the players are in the game, is how chaotic the storyteller can get. If you're playing the base game and everyone's pretty experienced, like the storyteller is going to make it chaotic as they can because again they want everyone to have fun. They don't want everyone to go like, oh, we've done this before type thing. And
Right.
so the drunk comes into play excuse me, the other character in the game is the poisoner who can poison people at night and they get false information that way. I like that one better than the drunk. I like the chaos. Like I'm kind of like Sean. Like I like the chaos that can ensue as long as everyone's super experienced and they're ready for that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. As long as they're experienced and ready for that chaos. Newer
Mm,
players, not so much. And when we played it, I was a newer storyteller. Actually, I don't even think the game was out at that point. I had it with
wasn't.
me, and I was able to get one because I was the third storyteller in Boston at that point.
I'm
And
pretty sure you made me the drunk because just because you thought it was gonna be funny.
oh, yeah. Well, I know I
And
did
so
that.
I was like, so I was like, so I was like,
God
I
damn
don't
it.
understand. I thought like, I thought this was the case, and
Yeah,
you're like, no, I was lying to you.
yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah. It's so again, I prefer this game. Now my kids really love this game. We play it a lot,
mm,
and I run it for after school programs in the Boston area that I've worked in the school systems, um, and it's a lot of fun. Again, I can understand why some people don't like it because again, if you don't like lying, if you don't like you know, doing that whole like, hey, I think it's so and so. Oh my God, here they come. Stop talking about it, but we
yeah,
have to talk about something else. Kind of like the Mean Girls like attitude type thing.
yeah,
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that happening.
yeah,
I've seen it happen. I've seen the people start talking about each other, and then all of a sudden someone walks in, they like, shh, and they stop
right,
talking, and then. But I've also seen it where two people get up to have a conversation away from the circle, and then another person joins them, and then another person joins them, and all of a sudden the whole circle is now in this one group that's off to the side having a private conversation away from everything. Like, what do you just come back to the circle? It's not a big deal.
right. Everybody can just have
So,
the same conversation over here.
so
Um,
that is one of my
Interesting.
favorite. That is one of my favorite stories of that. Is just like seeing everyone start
Mm,
secretly whispering, and then they're all secretly whispering to each other in a corner, not realizing that everyone is there. So whatever.
that's funny.
But
Yeah. So, are you going to bring this out at SeanCon?
I would like to. I know my kids really want to do it. Rebecca has been asking me to run it
Mm,
for her friends, and I said, "You get them here, I'll run it."
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
this is one game that did not make it into storage.
Oh,
That's actually upstairs in the spare room that we got right now.
Made the
So
cut.
it made the cut. It stayed up there just because of the fact
nice.
Rebecca was asking if she could run it with some friends. So I said, if she brings the friends, I will run the game.
How long does it take to play? It's a while,
Depending
right?
depending on what the player count is, uh,
Mm,
excuse me, it can be anywhere from well, again, depending on what happens. Like there's a
yeah.
Slayer in the game, and I've seen it where the Slayer within 5 minutes says, "I choose that person and choose the demon," and game ends in 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
I've also seen it go for close to an hour to 2 hours, depending on the player
Okay.
count. So, and it's also depending on how everyone's having fun. If everyone's having
Yeah.
fun, the storyteller lets them talk a little longer, lets them do that.
Hmm.
If you can see that the sense that everything's not having fun, then you try to shorten it and then start another game so people can start having fun.
I gotcha.
But yeah,
Cool.
I can see why you don't like this game. Again, there's that I call it the mean girl syndrome, where again the
Mm,
secret talks. Some people really like that, some people don't. So,
yeah. It's not my favorite. No. Which is why it made this list. So,
yep, this is your list.
this is my list.
This is your
That's
list.
it. That's the whole thing. That's
That's
all
the
my
whole
list.
list. Wow, you only had 3 games.
That's it.
All right.
I like all games. That's the thing though. It like if you guys ever wanted to play, I will play games I hate rather than not play games at all. Like I'd rather just play games. That's I will my base level is game.
So see, Sean, so the next time she wants to play a game like Trouble or Sorry, you have to play because you'd rather play a game than not
I
play at all.
don't.
I won't play Slam
That's
Witch. That is one that I will not play. I'll skip.
All right,
man.
fine. All right, we're gonna jump over to mine now. Mine is no, we talk about it co-op in our house that it doesn't really get played. I don't mind co-op. I just don't like co-op quarterbacking. This is the ones where you play with your friends and you have one or two people that it's like, if you do that, I can do this, and then you do that, and then you go do there, and I go here, and they basically take over the
Mm,
game. They alpha the game, and it gets to the point where you're just like, why am I even playing? You could play solo in this, and I'm just not even here. Like
I
these,
see. Yep.
yeah. The first one,
And
which is, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say, like, it's like certainly, definitely, some people are just kind of like that. But as you're gonna go through your list, like some games, some games definitely kind of draw
Hmm.
that kind of
Yeah.
quarterbacking,
Yeah.
just the way
Hmm.
they're played.
Yep.
The first one I'm going to talk about is the Goonies Adventure card game. Excuse me. Allison really loves the Goonies, so we got this game. Excuse me, I apologize. We got this game because I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. We both like the Goonies. She really loves it. It'll be fun to play. And when we played the game, you have that one person. You play open hand. You show all your cards on the table, and people can alpha it. So
Mm.
before I continue, uh, Ben Pinbach is the Matt Riddle created this game. Noel Pugh is the artist, and Albino Dragon was the one that put it out. So that being said, this is the first one, like I said, that this is the first quarterbacking game that I played. Now again, there's others that have been out for longer, but this is the first one that I played that I was just like, all right, this is kind of fun, but it's co-op. Fine, we can do that. But it's also like I see what Allison has, I see what I have, I see what my kids have, and I say, okay, you go do there, I go that, and then I realize like I am that person that I don't like. Like I'm telling the people, go
Mm.
here, go there, do this, do this. If you use that card, I can use this card type thing. And that was one I was just like, oh my god. And that kind of leads into my next game, which is Castle Panic, because again, I love this game with my kids. Castle Panic was put out by Justin DeWitt. The artist was Justin DeWitt, Chad Hoveder, Tad Lambert, and it's published by Fireside Games. Um, I really liked this game when I was with my kids when they were younger because we would play and I would have to quarterback a little bit in the beginning, and then I would let them quarterback and tell me what they want to do. And I found that fun with them because again, then they learned the strategies of how to play board games. Like that was a teaching of a strategy of like they got to see how things work. So they told me what to do. I did it. If it failed, well, they learned that they couldn't, it wasn't going to work. So their strategy was not going to work. So they kind of learned how to play it. But playing this with adults, if you have that one person that's a armchair quarterback or anything like that, this can get really old, like really
Mm.
fast. And that was the problem I had with it. Like we played it a couple times with a couple people that were adults, and I had the one person that was just like, "I can do this, you do that, I do this, and then we can do this, and then we're gonna get." And it was just like, "Here, take my cards, just play." Like I don't need to play. I,
Yeah.
it just really upset me. Um, and then that being said, again, now this is where my divisive game comes into play, which is Pandemic. Everyone loves this game. I tried this game, and it's not a game that I really like because again, it was a co-op and it was quarterback.
Mm.
Matt Leacock, which you're going to hear a bunch in a little bit because I have a bunch of other games that he's done, and he's a great designer. Don't get me wrong. I think these games are great, just not for me.
Mm.
um, Josh Tappel, Christian Hamsich, Regis Muldoon, Chris Quilliams, Tom Thiel are all the design artists, and Z-Man Games published this game. This game here, as everyone should know, is basically there's a pandemic happening across the world, and you're trying to figure out how to eradicate it. And you're working with each other because each one has a role. So there's a doctor, there's a medic, there's engineers and things like that are out there, and you all have super special, not superpowers. You all have special powers that you can use to do things. And the problem is that you have that one person that if they've played it a couple times, they know how each thing works. So they can sit there and say, use your power to send me here, and then I can do this and so on and so forth. And again, it's one of those games where again you have the cards, you can lay, you can hide them. I guess I don't know. I've played it like a couple times, and after a while, like I said, it was one of those things where if depending if you have that person that alphas the game, at least for me, it I didn't like it. I didn't like,
Mm.
I want to help. I want to say, hey, let me try some of my strategies. Let me try this, and it just and then again, depending on who you worked with or who was in your group, um, made it really difficult. Now again,
Mm.
it might have been the group I was playing with. I've played this with people at from with our friend group, which that was fine. I didn't have a problem. Like it was Ben and I and I think Lindsay. I don't know if Sean you played. I know Allison was playing at one point. But then I played again with another game group, and it was like another game group that I joined. It was one that was playing at Panera. Like they were like, "Hey, we're having
Mm.
game night. Why don't you come down?" So I was like, "All right, fine. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna come down." And they're like, "Let's play Pandemic," and I'm like, "Great. I want to play Pandemic." And after that, I got a really sour taste because you
Mm.
had that one person that was literally telling everyone what to do.
Yeah, it
Um,
definitely lends itself to that. We've played all the Pandemic Legacies with my cousins, and while I agree, it totally lends itself to like one person just alphing, and um, that happened with us too. But I feel like it didn't bother me
mhm.
for whatever reason. I was just like, oh yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I think we should do that or something. And once in a while, somebody would jump in and be like, actually, I don't think that's a good solution. I think we need to do it this way. And we'd all look and be like, yeah, no, you're right. That's much better actually. And so yeah, I don't know. I agree though. It definitely lends itself to somebody just jumping in and saying, everybody do this.
Pandemic. I feel like Pandemic is a great gateway game, though.
Mm,
It's a
Mhm.
good game to introduce people who haven't really played a lot of board games, to introduce them. And but I would say that if you're introducing them as a gateway, you you need to not kind of quarterback it, and maybe
yeah,
let one of them kind of figure, and one of them
Yeah.
because I think, yeah, as they kind of play and figure out like, oh wait, we can do this and this. I think it kind of
yeah.
lends, it kind of helps them to figure out the strategy and be like, oh, that was fun. Maybe I actually want to try other games. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think Pandemic, I think, is very popular because it is a great gateway game. But I definitely agree that it's very easy for somebody to kind of take over and just direct
Hmm.
all the traffic.
Yep. Like I said, with Castle Panic, which again I'm gonna go back to that too. Castle Panic again, you're trying to save your castle, I guess, and the orcs and the other mythical monsters are trying to take it down and whatever, which is a great way again playing with kids to teach them strategies about board games, like you said with this game, Sean. And that's where I'm like, that's great. Let them learn on their own. But I think, like I said, with Pandemic, because this is such a hugely popular game, you have the people that are so much like, I know the strategy behind this, and we're going to do it my way. And it's really hard. One of the other games I'm going to bring up too, which I can only speak a little bit about it because I played it once, and again, it was and it left a a big sour taste in my mouth was Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror, what I've heard is an amazing game. Is just an amazing game, and I've heard so many good things about it. Richard Lavinus and Kevin Wilson are the creators. There are 10 artists. You can find them on Board Game Geek. I try to go to their webpage, Fantasy Flight the webpage. They don't list the artists there, so if you want to see the artists, please go to Board Game Geek. And again, it's published by Fantasy Flight. Um, the game takes place in the Cthulhu realm, Lovecraftian, like a Lovecraftian adventure game. And I grew up reading some of the Lovecraftian stories, and I really liked them. So I was really excited to play this game. But again, it was another one that wasn't one of us. Sean and I played one game many years ago.
I do
Um,
not remember it at all.
yeah, I remember we played it, and then I remember I got again went to another board game night that was put on from another group, and again get into the game. Not, it wasn't the same group that played Pandemic. It was another group that, but again, same general group, but playing with different players. And again, there was one person that was just like, "You go do that. I'm gonna go do this." And I never really got a chance to learn my character. I never got a chance
Mm,
to figure it out. So it kind of threw me off. And again, like I said, I played with Sean a while back, and at that point, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fun." And then, like I said, I played the next time, and it was just like, "Whoa, forget it. I am done.
mm.
I can't do that." Um, and I know I'm going really fast through mine because I just have a ton of them. The next one I'm going to talk about is actually
They're all games I hate, all of them.
the next one I'm going to talk about is actually four games.
Oh my.
Yep,
Oh
it's the
yeah.
whole Forbidden series: Forbidden Island, Forbidden
Yeah.
Desert, Forbidden Sky, Forbidden Jungle. Now again, Matt
Mm,
Lecoq, who was the creator
yep.
of
Pandemic.
Pandemic, also created all four of these games. CB Kanga was the artist in all four, as well as with Forbidden Desert. Tyler Edlin was one of the artists on that as well. On Forbidden Sky, and Patsky was another artist on that one. And then Gamewright put out all four of these games, and then Forbidden Jungle, which I have not played yet, is
Me
also
neither.
put out by Dever Games. So that being said, I've played three of the four. I played Island, Desert, and Sky, and they all play pretty much the same. Where again, everyone has
Mm.
a character with a special power, and then you can use those powers to help each other get on and off the island. And we've talked about Forbidden Island before, where once you've beaten it, it's kind of like, all right, I've beaten it. I know the tiles change and everything else, but I've beaten it. Like, yay, next game type thing.
Mm.
Um, and as when I first played this game, and I got to play, so I got to meet Matt Lecoq at one of PAX with my friend Ethan. He was actually teaching us the game, which was really cool. And we didn't realize it was him until after we were playing the game. And this guy started coming over and interviewing him about the game. And we're like, oh, this is the creator. Okay. And again, at that time, it was brand new. So we didn't really know much about it. And then all of a sudden, it took off. Like it
Mm.
exploded. Um, and Ethan and I both walked away like, I'm buying this game. This is fun. And then we played it, and whatever. I took it home. We played it. It was fun. We didn't win it for a couple times, and whatever. And then we beat it. And then I was like, oh, let's play it again. And everyone's kind of like, yeah, but we already beat it. Like,
Mm.
what we could try different things. But then I realized that one of the reasons that they probably weren't wanting to play is because I was the worst thing that I talked about is quarterbacking. I was like, "Oh, you're the pilot. You go here. I can do this because
Mm.
I'm the engineer, and you're the diver, so you can do this." So again, that I became that person that I don't like of instructing people to do so we can win. Now
Mm.
again, I'd rather and again, I've said this before, I'd rather play my game, play the way I want to play. And, but again, it's I don't know. This is the problem I have with quarterbacking games is that again, everyone needs to play their own person. When you have one person that plays it all for the game, it's
Mm.
like, why am I even playing? Here are my cards. Here's my piece. Go ahead and
Yeah.
play. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go try something else. I'm gonna go play
It's
blood.
definitely one it's one thing to, like, be like, "Oh, I see you're the pilot." Like, maybe that could work in our favor and somehow or something,
Yeah,
like, kinda bring it up, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like I said, not every game is for everyone.
Yeah.
And again, I really liked Forbidden Island. I really liked Forbidden Desert. Sky was weird. Only played it twice. I didn't have a problem with it. But like I said, once you've beaten them, it's kind of like I don't need to play this anymore.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think one of us has mentioned that before as well. So,
That's kind of
uh,
yeah. That's
So
kind of how I feel about them as well. A lot of games like I once I beat Pandemic, like I still own it. I haven't played it in years because I was like, yeah, I beat it. I don't really feel like I need to go back to it
mm.
again. Um, yeah. And definitely a lot of co-op games have that tendency for somebody to take over. But yeah, there's a lot of great co-op games that don't.
mhm,
Everybody has like kind of their own goal. And I think everybody having their own kind of special goals makes it easier because something like Dead of Winter,
yeah,
which is one of my favorite co-op games because like everybody's got their own like secret goal they're trying to accomplish. So it's like
yep,
yeah, I know you're telling me it makes sense to do this, but want to do this thing instead.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and there's a lot of games there's a lot of games out there that have that
Mm.
kind of idea. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, and again, if you like these games, I am not bashing these games in that fashion. I'm just
I
saying that
like these games.
I know you love these games, but you play these. I'm gonna go play Blood on the Clock Tower. All right, that's
Okay.
the way it's gonna work.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But and if you like these games, that's great. And I applaud you for it. And if you want me to play, I will play. Again, I'm similar to Mandy, where it's like I might not
Yeah.
like the game, but I'll still play.
Yeah.
Um, but that being said, I'd rather play something else. But you want to play it? Let's go. I don't think these are
Mm.
these games on Board Game Arena. I don't even know if they are.
I don't know. I know I have Forbidden Island sitting on my shelf of shame. It's my big one that I need to play.
You haven't even You haven't even played it yet?
I've played it before, just not my
All
copy.
right. Oh.
Hmm.
All right, fine. Just to get it off your self-shame, I will
I
play it.
know. Yes.
I will play it.
Yes.
Sean, you got to play
and he'll
too,
and he'll
man.
tell and he'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And he'll tell
No,
me the whole time.
I'm gonna let you tell me everything. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit back and
Oh,
say,
man.
you tell me what to do.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. That's the end of my stuff. Like I said, I apologize if you like these games. This is just not my type. I mean, I apologize if you really like these games and I've bashed it. That is not my intention. I was just saying about the player, the mechanic that I don't like. So, that being said, we're going to switch it over to Sean to finish off the segment. So, Sean, I wonder, I wonder what your,
Hmm.
huh? I, I wonder what your mechanic that you don't like. Let me see.
Could it
What could it be?
could
I
it be
thought it was
something
going to be dice rolling.
could
I
it be
thought so
something that
too.
I've mentioned multiple times in our,
Maybe.
our podcast?
It's worker placement, right? That's what it is. You hate worker
Yeah, I
placement
hate
games.
and I'm not gonna apologize for the games I'm gonna bash because they're all terrible. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm kidding, I kid. So I was wondering, is it irony that last podcast I said card-driven actions was the game mechanic I liked, and now this podcast I'm going to talk about deck building as the game mechanic that I don't like,
Very
which is a
hypocritical.
subset of
It's a
card-driven
fine,
actions.
it's definitely a fine line there. I don't
Yeah.
understand what games you do like now.
Um, so deck building is a very popular game mechanic that has really grown in the recent years. The basic premise of it is that you start with a small deck of basic cards, typically 10, and throughout the game you purchase better cards to improve your deck. On your turn, you draw a number of cards, typically 5, and you play all of those to buy more cards, maybe attack monsters or move or some other action depending on the game. Now, Sean and Mandy, I have a little quiz for you two.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I did a little bit of research for this podcast, believe it or not.
Okay.
Um, which board game would you say invented the deck building mechanic?
I would say Dominion.
I would deck building. Yeah, I would have said Dominion as well.
It is not Dominion.
Is it
Really?
way before
Now,
that? Is it like
now Dominion definitely kind of perfected the formula. Dominion came out in 2008, and it definitely perfected the formula, and it's generally considered to be the first like deck builder. But the game that came out just a year before that technically invented um, the deck building mechanic was StarCraft, the board game, which was published in
Really?
2007 by
I've
Fantasy Flight
not heard
Games.
of that one.
Really?
I had heard of it. I didn't really realize it. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
looked it up and like
realize
it was
that
funny.
came out.
There's somebody who basically
Hmm.
I didn't
yeah
realize that came out before Dominion.
came out a year before.
Wow.
Huh.
That's
Now,
interesting.
obviously, when people think of deck building, like they think of Dominion. Like nobody really
Hmm.
thinks of StarCraft, the board game, but technically, yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah. So if someone introduces me to a new game and it looks cool with an interesting theme, and then they drop the bombshell that it's a deck builder, you're gonna get a groan out of me. I will play it.
This sounds like
It's
a challenge, right? Like
just not my favorite type of game.
I feel like I need to find only deck builders and be like, check this new game I have out.
So a big reason why I don't care for deck builders is because there's a certain amount of luck around each of your turns. And I'm going to make some huge sweeping generalizations here, so just bear with me.
Okay.
In worker placement games, you know what's available and you can plan your strategy. You place your meeples, you buy the resources you need towards your goal. Somebody might block you or get there first, but generally speaking, I mean, you're not hoping that you draw the right cards to provide the resources that you need. You know what you have before you go to your next turn.
Okay.
You can plan around that. If you're playing an engine building game, you generally know what you're going to get, and you can plan your strategy to make your engine work as expected on your turn. But with deck builders, you can buy all the best cards to make your strategy work, but each turn you're limited to the luck of the draw. You're limited to those 5 cards that you draw, and you just have to hope that you're getting the ones that are going to let you do what you want to do. You might want to buy a certain card or move your piece before your turn, but if you don't draw the right cards, you're stuck wasting a turn, and that can lead to some super frustrating games. In addition to that, I also have one major gripe that some, but not all, deck builders suffer from, and we will get that into that in my first example. Sean, would you please
Yes, sir.
go
Oh.
to the so? Ascension, the deck building game, which was designed by Robert Doherty, sorry, John Furlio, Justin Gary, and Brian Kibler. The artist was Eric Sabi, and it was published by Stone Blade Entertainment. If you're ever looking up this, you actually need to specifically look up Ascension deck building game, because apparently there was another board game called Ascension that came out in 1982. I have no idea what it's about, but there is actually another game called Ascension. So Sean and I actually met one of the creators of Ascension at a comic book convention, who taught us how to play. He and the other designers were, I think they said they were Magic Gathering champions who decided to make a game, right, Sean? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. So what we've played them, and it was Justin. It was Justin
Yeah,
that
do you
we
want to tell the
met.
story?
Yeah, yeah, because it was so great. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it was.
No, that's fine.
This was like an awesome thing because we had met him, and he goes to us. He's like, "Hey, you want to learn the game?" We're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "So we're setting it up," and he's like, can I really play against you guys? I've been
I
letting
think we
people."
mentioned that we're familiar with
Oh,
Magic. So
Yeah,
it came up that he was so we mentioned that we're like, oh, we play Magic. So like, okay, so you're familiar with board games. We're like, yeah, we are.
yeah,
So
and he's
carry
like,
on. Continue, please.
can I really play? I've been letting people beat me all day. Like, can I really play against you guys? And Sean and I looked at each other like, yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Like, that's fine. Like, that's, and he's like, thank you. He's like, yeah. And so, I mean, he whooped us bad.
Oh, he absolutely demolished us.
So I'm gonna
But he
stop
had
there.
fun doing
I'm
it.
gonna
So
stop there. So you can
yeah,
continue from there. But that I love that story. That's my favorite story to tell about that.
yeah, yeah. It was great. So I mean, both Sean and I both bought copies. I introduced it to my wife, who fell in love with it. We introduced the game to some friends, and we played it a lot. A lot. Honestly, it may have
Too
just
much.
burned me out.
Yeah.
Um, the thing is, like in Ascension, at the end of the day, you can really only do two things with the cards you can play. You can either buy better cards or you can fight things. And this leads me to my big gripe that many deck builders suffer from, and that is the center row. The center row is this ever-changing group of cards you can buy from, and in Ascension, it's also where the baddies show up to fight. The cards in the center row are typically better than the cards that are always available for purchase. And I feel that it leads to some very unbalanced games, because very often during the first half of the game, one or two players will get to buy up a bunch of cheap cards due to just luck of the draw. And then it gets to the other players. When it gets to the other players' turns, the cheap cards are gone and they can't afford to buy what's there because they're too expensive. So they're forced to buy the not as good, always available cards. As the turn swings around again, those original players who bought the better cards suddenly can start buying those more expensive cards, and the players who couldn't, are constantly playing catch up. Um, Ascension kind of exacerbates this because there's some severely unbalanced cards in the game. At least in the first one. Like they've put out a bunch of sequels and expansions. I think they've tried to rebalance things, but like in the first Ascension game, there are some seriously unbalanced cards. And in many of the games like Ascension I played, it was really clear who was going to win halfway through because they would get some of those things. Um, but the thing is, the center row is still the primary focus of the game. I still feel like it's a problem with the whole deck building mechanic. Now, Sean, would you please go to my second game?
Oh, I can guess. Yep.
Yep, here we go. Clank, designed by Paul Denon. The artists are Rafe Biesner, Paul Ramos, Nate Storm, and it was published by Direwolf. Clank is another game that suffers from that center row, and I've played games where one person would just keep scooping up the best cards, and everybody else was stuck buying the crap cards. I will give Clank some credit, because you're moving your meeple around in a dungeon, so center row isn't the entire game the way it is in Ascension. Um, I think my primary frustration in Clank is that there's always one player who grabs the treasure and then bolts for the ending, leaving
I
everybody else
know
to deal
that
with the
person.
dragon. That's
I might be married to that
I was
person.
about to say we all know that person.
Yes, we all know who that is. That's a topic for a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But
How to end a game early.
but Clank also has it's got that center row, and there's plenty of things where like okay, hey, I just need to draw one card, lets me move, and I'm out of here. And I didn't draw a move card, and now I've wasted a turn. Sean, would you please go to the next the next game, please.
I'm curious about this one because you played this one. So go ahead.
Yes. So Aeon's End, designed by Jenny Iglesias, Nick Little, Kevin Riley. Artist is Gong Studios, and is published by Indie Boards and Cards. So Aeon's End doesn't have a center row, so I don't have that gripe about it.
Mm.
There's also a cooperative game, so there's a little bit you're kind of working together.
That's
But
right.
there's still kind of the issue of having a great plan that gets ruined by the hand that you draw. And because it's a cooperative game, you're already at the mercy of boss mechanics, which are already trying to disrupt your plans. So it just really sucks if you end up having to waste a turn simply because you drew a bad hand. Um, like I said, when the boss is already trying to screw you up. So we did. My wife really liked it. We had fun, and we're going to continue to play it. I generally enjoyed it. It's it's just it's a deck builder, so it's not my favorite.
Mm.
But generally speaking, I generally kind of enjoyed it.
I was going
Did
to
you
say
know it
because
was a deck builder when you got
I
it?
did.
Okay.
I did, but
Yeah.
but my wife loves deck builders, and I was like, it's
Same.
cooperative. It's a cooperative deck builder. She'll love it. I should probably get it because she'll enjoy it,
I was going to say
and
because I
she did.
remember you talking about like you like this game, so that's why I was kind of like, oh. So when you brought it up, I was like, when we brought it up in in prep, I was like, okay, I'm interested to hear
Yeah,
that.
I wanted to. Well, I want to kind of give a variety of different like deck builders, just to kind of
Mm.
Got
show.
it. Got
And now, can you go to my final example?
There you go.
What's this one?
Quarriors, designed by Mike Elliott and Eric Lang. The artist is Jay Lonnie and Chris Ramo, and it was published by WizKids. This game is my personal nightmare.
Is there dice and deck
It's a
building?
very clever idea, and the first time I tried it years ago, I was floored by the novelty of it. But then I played it a few times and quickly realized it suffered from two of my least favorite game mechanics. It's deck building and dice rolling together in an unholy marriage. So it uses dice instead of cards. So like other deck builders, you start with some basic kind of crappy dice,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are a bunch of better dice you can purchase, and they're like wizards and other creatures and whatever. They kind of represent different things.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll your dice, you can get some currency and like attack and some attack points. I think you're attacking, if I remember correctly, I think you're attacking each other.
Yep.
And sometimes you roll the dice, you get nothing. And Mandy, would you like to guess how many times I would roll the dice and get nothing
Oh, all the
because dice
times.
hate me?
All
Yeah.
the times.
So it's a deck builder except it's with dice, and you're rolling dice trying to get what you want, so you can buy more dice that are also gonna not give you what you want. Yeah.
Is
This game,
Roll for the Galaxy kind of like that then? Is that kind of like a dice builder?
no, I
No?
don't really put that in the same category. I feel like Roll
Okay.
for the Galaxy is
I've
very
not
different.
I've not played
I don't
this.
consider that to be a deck builder at
Okay.
all. No, but Quarters is very much a dice deck builder.
Okay.
And yeah, after I played it a couple times, I was like, no, this game is definitely not for me.
The graphic we have up right now says deck building without the shuffling. And then in another little spot it says basically it's a dice
Oh,
building game. Some lawyer guy. It says it right on the graphic, right on the screen right now.
I love it.
Yeah, we play. I think Ethan was the one that introduced us to it. I think
Yeah,
if I remember,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
I thought it was a really good game. Like I really enjoyed it.
It
I
was I mean, it was a very clever premise.
Yeah,
I think this game I forgot to look up the date. I think this came out before Ascension, so I think we played this one before Ascension. So I think the whole
possibly.
like deck building was still fairly new, but like yeah,
Hmm.
it was a very unique idea. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And like
Yeah.
yeah, you keep rolling junk, and
Mm.
it's like wait, this is terrible.
Yeah, I remember it was funny because I remember playing. Like I said, I remember playing with Ethan. I remember playing with you. I think it was like you said, we each attack each other, and the fun part was again building the dice, like building your dice pool,
Mm,
um, and playing that way. But yeah, I totally understand. Like if you roll the basic ones and you get nothing, like you get nothing. Like there's
yep,
not much you can do.
yep.
Um, but yeah, when it was funny when you mentioned Quarriors in the prep, I was like, "Ooh, I like that game." And then I was like, "Why? What's he going to talk about?" And then now he's talking about like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that."
You're like, all right, that's why Sean wouldn't like this game.
Yeah.
It's like, what's not to like about Quarriors? Oh yeah, the two things he hates: deck building and
That's
dice
what it
rolling.
is. That's what it is. I do feel like good like Clank, and I'm guessing Ascension as well. I've not played that one though, but I feel like a good deck builder lets you get rid of some of your worser cards that are in your decks to help your good cards come up more often.
Yeah,
You know?
they generally all have that, but it's
Yeah.
just I still have the complaint of just like, I mean, you're gonna draw those 5 cards, and like,
Mm.
like you're like, okay, I wanted on my next turn, I really want to do this, and you draw your 5 cards, and you're like, well, I guess I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
And that's part of the
definitely
game. I
that.
mean, I get it, like that's part of the game, and like people love
Yeah.
that. It's just, it's not for me. It's not my favorite.
Mm. Hmm.
With Ascension, which you mentioned was the center row, and again Clank as well, but more so with Ascension, like the problem that I had with that one was that I have, like you said, you either had power or you
Mhm.
had honor. Honor was buying, power was whatever. I forget what the two things were,
Yeah,
but all of a sudden I had like I'd get a whole bunch of power to start fighting, and there was nothing in the center row. So all of a sudden
Hmm.
I'm what beating up on this cultist for 1 point
yeah,
each time I do it or something, and it was just like, oh great, like yeah. And then if you had all the honor and there's all honor cards to build in the middle, like to buy in the middle, well, all of a sudden now you're getting point after point after point after point, and I'm sitting there going, great, I'm kind of stuck now. So yeah, I
Hmm.
yeah.
could totally see that.
It definitely, yeah, Ascension definitely suffers. It definitely has like a very feast or famine kind of thing. Like, yeah, like you'll start, they'll be like the whole thing will be monsters, and they'll be like, okay, guys, I need to buy some cards with power, and then the monsters are gone. It's like, well, now I have all these.
Right.
I keep drawing these cards with a bunch of power, but there's nothing to fight,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
so yeah.
yeah. I know that.
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
they've put out like I said, there's like 17,000 different. I'm exaggerating. They've put out like 6 or 7. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. My daughter would be
Six,
so proud.
7.
My youngest would be so proud. There
I'll let,
are
I'll edit that out. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's gone in post.
there there are several sequels, and like I've played some of the sequels, and they've added more mechanics where like things can play off each other, and I think they've
Hmm.
tried to kind of fix some of that
Mm.
unbalance from the first game. But like yes, the feast or famine can definitely exist, and that just, the center row is just a problem,
Mm.
and it will always be a problem. And it's not, and Ascension is not. It's the example that he gave, but it's not the only game that's got a center row issue. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clank, and then there's others too. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's mechanics out there that people are going to hate. There's mechanics out there people are going to love. Um, this one here again is one of those that you either love it or you hate it. You either love deck buildings or you hate it. And
yep.
Hmm.
you know, some people can get around that mechanic of the the starvation of the center row, like they can't do something.
Mm.
So people can learn that really quick. I'm not one of those people. I still get starved when we play it. So, um, but I also get played Magic for a while, and I knew mana starvation or mana burn and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
I
Mana screwed. Getting mana screwed is a thing.
yeah. So you know,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, we all, like I said, tonight we've all had our own divisive mechanics, um, some more than others, and that's probably mine because I hit a couple of really big ones. So I guess I'm the big winner tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Uh,
I feel like most divisive about Clank because I love Clank so much. It's such a good game. I can't believe you hate it. And I think I've played it with you, right? I
Yeah,
think you played it with us. Too.
I've played it a couple times.
You've been secretly hating it, and I didn't know.
well, what about Clank in Space?
You liked that one.
I
That
think
had
you mean
different.
Clank in
You
space.
should be like required to say it like that when you talk, in general.
Um,
That's
Clank
him,
in
not
space
me.
was. I liked Clank in space more than Clank.
Yeah,
Um,
there
I
was a
I
little bit different stuff that you could do on the
yeah,
board.
yeah. Um, I mean, it's still deck builder. It's still got a center row. I
Hmm.
feel like the center they I feel like the center they kind of tried to make it. You kind of want to go for one faction, so
Hmm.
you're generally maybe trying to focus on buying like just orange cards, which kind of interact with kind of play off each other. So maybe you don't have to worry about maybe I don't have to worry about Sean buying that card I want under me because he's going for green cards. I'm going for the
Mm.
orange faction or whatever. Um,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
I you guys still have to play Clank in Space with me. I still haven't
Okay.
played it yet. Sean, you have it, right?
I
Nope.
do not.
Oh,
My cousin Ed has it.
okay. I have it. It's
Yep.
just in storage. So when it comes out,
Oh,
then we'll have to play.
all right.
But all right.
Awesome.
So we're gonna do our final thoughts for the night. Any final thoughts before we say goodnight?
Deck
Clank
builders
is
suck.
awesome.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, you both said it at the same time. I couldn't hear it.
Oh, say yours first.
I said deck builders suck. Just kidding.
I
I
said
just don't like
Clank is awesome.
All right, so it looks like you guys are going to be having a war off camera. So
Yep.
I'm gonna end it here so that way there's no bloodshed on camera. Actually,
Sounds
I
good.
don't. Actually, there can't be right now because you guys are in two separate spots. So I think we're okay.
We're
for
not
that.
far.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
right.
it's a
feel like-
5-minute drive tops.
I feel like I might have had the most divisive one because I generally agree with your point of view, Sean, about the quarterbacking.
Hmm.
Because it's and I I like secret, hidden rules
Mm.
more than you maybe, but I totally get it. So I feel like
Mm.
mine is probably the most
Yeah. That's because
easy to object to.
they're fun. Love a good deck building.
So everyone that's listening, if you want hate mail, it goes to Sean L. You can send it to him. Yeah. Hopefully
Send
we
to
won't.
Sean at roll move repeat
Right.
Hopefully we.
.com.
Hopefully there's no hate mail. We would love to hear what you guys have to say about
Mhm.
our mechanics that we talked about tonight. Please feel free to leave it in the comments. We would love to interact with you guys. We love our RMR family, so please again like, share, subscribe. Tell everyone about that. We're trying to make this bigger. We really appreciate it. We got some big things coming down the path. We've been talking about different things we can do with our listeners that we're hoping that we can at one point make a reality for us, which would be an amazing thing. So again, like, subscribe, share. We'd really appreciate it. So, that being said, I'm going to say goodnight to everyone, and we're going to close out the podcast and say, may the dice rolls be ever in your favor. Have a good
Never
night.
are.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Can we do it?